All right, we are live here at the corner of Southwest 15th and Fillmore. You see the flames coming out of the second story here of a large house here in this neighborhood. Fire crews are on the scene after several reports of the fire had been called in earlier this afternoon, or late this morning, I should say. Crews have shown up here, but as you can tell, this is a big fire. It's certainly a bit of a threat to the nearby homes here, as we're seeing lots and lots of smoke billowing through the air here. And again, I'm going to be doing some photos and some video here, so bear with me as we're looking at this fire here. It's putting out lots and lots of smoke, friends. We're right here again at the 1500. Again, we're just picking this up. Sorry, we had a little freezing there if we did. You can see the smoke billowing out of the second floor here. We also heard there's a fire in the basement of this property. We heard earlier on that it was a vacant building. And now crews are putting out lots of water here coming in. We're staying back a ways, giving lots of room. Tremendous amount of smoke, though, coming out of this two-story house at 1504 Southwest Fillmore. The smoke, as you can see, drifting down here to the south. A little bit of a wind here from the north here this morning. Crews were being told not to go inside the building until they could determine the structural safety. The basement, we were told, was on fire. And now, again, crews are battling this fire basically from the outside. Houses here are very close together, maybe 6, 7, 8 feet apart. Older neighborhood here in central Topeka. And again, we're trying to take precautions here so we don't get anybody's way. We'll keep it here live, though, for quite a while. Smoke now was white. It's turning into dark black now. And you see the flames here maybe coming out of the south roof here of this property. Lots and lots of flames coming out there. This house is just going up in flames right before our eyes, folks. And the concern is right now, I'm sure that they don't want that to catch over to a house in particular here to the south, because that's the direction the wind is blowing right out of here from the north. So the crews have got the hose hooked up down here at the hydrant at 16th and Fillmore. We're a block east of Central Park, to tell you where we're at. We're just about maybe 3 blocks to the northwest of the Kansas Expo Center, just a little bit to the west of downtown Topeka. We're going to try to get back over here if we can get a little bit more view of the flames back here. You can see everybody's way as much as possible. One of the larger house fires I've actually seen in Topeka for a while. This was went up very, very fast. Calls came in around 11:50 a.m. Several people said there was smoke coming out of the house over here. First they said it was around 16th and Fillmore, and just then it came out as a little bit north of 16th and Fillmore. And now you can tell a lot of this damage, a lot of the fire here seems to be coming in from the south side of this building here, and it is really going up fast. Obviously, there were flames and smoke that were greeted the firefighters when they got here this late this morning. You see the hose here hooked up about a half a block away to the south. And again, there's lots and lots of smoke, folks, coming out of here. We may take a little look here in a few minutes on the backside here and see what we can come up with. But right now, you can see the flames are still coming out of the back portion, south side of the roof here. You see them coming up there maybe beyond the truck here. Hopefully you can see these flames. And they're very close to licking this orange house here at 1508. So I'm live on Facebook here, and we're just going to keep it live here for the foreseeable next few minutes. And again, this house is putting up an awful lot of smoke all over the central Topeka area here. I'm sure that smoke's being seen a long ways away from here right now. Lots of smoke, isn't that right? Yeah. And so we got people here, bystanders, and it's a little cold, but it's not terribly cold. But again, this fire here is really taking over this house. Again, we hope it doesn't get onto the orange house next door here at 1508 Southwest Fillmore.
fire broke out in the front of the house, and a few minutes ago, it broke out in the back of the house.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to go on back over on this side here. We got some passerby here helping us out here with some information. We haven't seen a fire like this around here for a while, have we? We haven't seen one like this for a while. And now you see the dark black smoke coming up out of the center portion of this house here. Hey Lee, can you do me a favor? Can you just hold that on there for me? Okay. That's live on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. I'll get back to this. Okay. You see right here, the aerial's going up now. They're going to try to get this from up above. This thing's going to be pretty major. Oh, I was wondering about that. I saw them going back there. One of the neighbors said the fire broke out in the front of the house, and then a few minutes later it went out in the back of the house. And I know they were concerned about people being in the basement, or fire being down the basement too. So the whole house here looks like it's just going up in smoke. And here we see the aerial coming through here. Again, we're in the 1500 block of Southwest Fillmore, where the large house fire is taking place right now here on Wednesday afternoon, shortly after the noon hour here. 12:15 in the afternoon, so they've been here for about 20 minutes, and the fire's just really raging right now. So I'm going to give this back here to my friend here who's going to hold this and kind of get an eye on that. I'm going to take a few pictures and put some water down there. We're broadcasting live on Facebook. Sure.
Sorry. Orange house. We need the front door unlocked in the orange house. Lady owns the orange house.
Okay.
And they told her we need to get in your house, ma'am, so she gave them her front door key.
All right. Okay. All right, this fire happened about 11:50 this morning on Wednesday. You see here now they've got the aerial truck up here to get the water down. The fire has been going strong now for about 30 minutes. To turn into, it's going to hit this orange house over here. Just called, the owner gave the permission for the firefighters to get in there, trying to keep these flames from getting over into their house. Right now, it looks like it's pretty well under control. But again, we're getting this aerial unit down to really put that fire up above, because the flames have been coming out primarily on the south roof over here. Although I went on the north side just a minute ago, and it was coming out over there as well. So we're really attacking this aggressively. Again, we've got hydrant hoses hooked up both to the south and to the north here. No injuries reported up to this point. Oh, I'm good there, friends. Thank you, my friend. Had a helper there helping me out here as I was out shooting some photos. Didn't want to leave you. And again, we are still live here at the scene of a major fire this afternoon. And the address again is 1504 Southwest Fillmore. I'm going to take a break from shooting my still photos for a minute, give you a little idea of what's going on here. Again, smoke rising. Here, it will be for quite a while. I'm sure that this fire's not going to be out for quite a while, I don't think. And the original call came in again about 11:50 a.m. on Wednesday. The first arriving crews found heavy flames and smoke coming out of this property, particularly the second floor. But as I was coming over, I was listening to the scanner, and there was some concern that the fire had already gotten in the basement. They didn't want any of the fire crews to go in there until they could ensure the structural stability of this property here. Well, it didn't take long for the whole house to go up in flames, and by the time I got here about 12:02 or so, the flames had come out of the south roof here. I'm looking straight east here, a little bit to the north and east, and the flames are coming out of the south roof. and then out of the back portion of this property. Big 2-story house here. Houses are all fairly close together here in this area of Topeka. We are 1 block to the east of Central Park, just to give you an idea where we are, if you know where that is. Just again, just a little bit to the south and west of downtown Topeka here. Hydrants are hooked up over here at 15th and Fillmore, and then again over here at 16th and Fillmore. So they got 2 hydrants hooked up. Thankfully, the water is running well today in spite of the cold weather. It's a little bit warmer than it has been the last couple of days. It doesn't feel nearly as bad out. Slight breeze coming from the north. So I'm sure every temperature here, every little increase is appreciated by these guys as they're fighting this fire. You can maybe see the flames shooting out of here on the north side of the house back here. I'm going to move around and give you a little better view of what's going on from that vantage point. So now I'm walking to the north again, and we're going to take a little bit of a look here. You can see a lot of smoke and flames coming out of the north side of this large, actually it's a 3-story house. There's 2 floors and a big attic, it looks like. And just a tremendous amount of smoke coming out right now, almost obliterating the whole house. You can't hardly see the house. Kansas Gas Service crews are on the scene here. Lady's got her dog. See right here. Got the animals out, thank God. I believe those are folks that live next door. Little chihuahuas looks like, wondering what's going on, no doubt. Eric Bauer here. Several of the fire chiefs are here on scene, battalion chiefs, shift commanders here. It's a major fire. One of the larger fires I've seen in Topeka in quite some time. As this is taking lots of manpower, lots of water to get this thing out. Get back here a little ways. Maybe see a little better. Look here at the hydrants, the hoses coming out of the truck, and the fire hydrants here and running over here to the truck and the aerial unit here putting out this fire. I'm going to try to slip across the street behind here so I don't get in anybody's way. Bear with me here as I'm making a little move here. And hopefully I can get a little different vantage point here for you. So we can look at it now going from the north here. And you can bet these streets are going to be frozen up here before very long. If you're just joining us, there's been a large house fire. You can see it is still going on. Flames are shooting out of the north roof here of this large 3-story house at 1504 Southwest Fillmore at this hour. The fire was reported at around 11:50 a.m. Several calls had come in regarding smoke in the neighborhood here of Southwest 16th and Fillmore. Crews quickly found this fire at a house at 1504 Southwest Fillmore, and the house has really gone up in flames. They've done a great job of keeping this fire contained to the house where it originated. As you can tell, there's just a very short distance between these houses here in this neighborhood. Kind of neighborhood where one person sneezes, the guy next door says Gesundheit. These houses are extremely close together. And there is a pretty nice little wind kicking up out of the northwest right now. You can see the smoke drifting to the northwest from here. House appeared to be vacant. There was windows boarded up. We have no reports of anyone being in there at this point, but that has not yet been confirmed. But again, we believe the house was vacant, but not confirmed yet. I can see a large window on the front porch is boarded up. I see a window up on the second floor here facing to the west. It's also boarded up. You can see the usage here of the aerial unit, how they're putting the firefighter literally directly above the roof, just feet from the roof here, as he's battling the blades here right by the chimney on the north side of this house. I am looking to the north, or I should say I'm looking to the south and east. I'm standing to the north and west of this house. So that's where I'm standing. I'm standing here near the corner of 15th and Fillmore. This is showing where I'm at. Cooper Park is right back behind the fire truck to the west. And again, here we are looking at this house that continues to be on fire. Appreciate you holding on to this for me. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Friend here helped me with the camera. He's had enough of this cold. And again, we're standing by here. Fillmore's blocked off. Not a real busy street, but again, Fillmore's blocked off here at the corner of 14th and Fillmore, 16th and Fillmore. You're not going to get through Fillmore if you're coming down Fillmore. Again, this is a block to the west of Southwest Western Avenue here. We'll keep it here live for just a short period of time longer. I see several people still staying with us. Again, if you're just joining us on the CJ Online Capital Journal Facebook page, fire here breaking out around 11:50 a.m. this morning on Wednesday here in the 1500 block of Southwest Fillmore. The exact address here is 1504 Southwest Fillmore. It's a beautiful old two-story, actually three-story house, as we said. I have noted several times how close these houses are to each other here. They are extremely close, and the fire crew's done a marvelous job here of keeping these flames from reaching over to adjacent properties here this morning. So, step through here very quickly. Get a little different vantage point before we say goodbye. Interestingly, this street was all under construction with new curbs and some other road work being done back in the summer. Thankfully, it's all done now. It would have been hard for the fire crews to get through here a couple of short months ago, actually. I think you can maybe see up there through the eaves on the left side here where there's some flames coming through there. Now more flames coming out the north top portion of the house over here on the far north side. You can maybe see the flames coming up there. Firefighters seem to be doing well in spite of the extreme cold today. Not as cold as it was the last few days, thankfully. And the water seems like it's flowing well from the hydrants, excuse me here. I'm doing about 3 things at once, so I apologize. I'm done now. I'm trying to keep the camera a little more still. I do apologize. I'm taking pictures and doing several other things here while I'm doing this, so I do apologize. Again, we're on Facebook Live, cjonline.com here. We are in the 1500 block of Southwest Fillmore. As you can see, a large 2-story house here is on fire. The fire was reported around 11:50 a.m. on Wednesday. Several calls came in of smoke in this immediate area here of Southwest 16th and Fillmore. I'm looking down there, 16th right there where the hydrant is and where the hose is running. And so people saw smoke, they called it in. Short time later, within a minute or two, they said, yeah, the fire's coming out of the north here a little bit from 16th. And certainly this is indeed where it was, 1504 Southwest Fillmore, about a block to the north of 16th and Fillmore, just about 1 block due east of Central Park. Before we leave here today, if I can possibly find someone to give us a minute, I will do that, but it's a little doubtful right now because they're right in the middle of this fire. It's far from being out at this point. An old wooden house like this, it's going to be hard to get it out. A couple of firefighters here getting a break after having exerted themselves tremendously under the circumstances here of the extreme cold, coupled with the heat from the fire that radiates out. As far back as I'm standing, I cannot feel the heat, but trust me, there are days when you can literally feel the heat on these huge fires standing back this far. I think part of it has to do with the extreme cold today and also the wind blowing the fire and the smoke away from where I'm standing. I guess you could say I'm standing upwind from this fire, so I haven't breathed any of the smoke, to my knowledge, yet since I've been here, which is, again, a little unusual because sometimes you go to these fires and that's all you're doing is breathing smoke.